All right, what is up, my friends? Welcome. We are going to be doing some match analysis right now. I played in the Insight Esports $5,000 Standard Open last Saturday, 2 days ago. It is Monday now. And I played a... I should probably show what deck was actually first. That'd be a good thing to do. I played the Big Green Machine. The Big Green Machine. It's actually my video on coolstuffinc.com, so we'll just use that for the deck list right now. And the Big Green Machine's the deck that I played. And you can see it right here. And super awesome deck. A lot of fun, very powerful, good mixture of aggression. Gem Race is really cool. If you want to know more about the deck, you can read the article and so on and so forth. But Snakeskin Veil, kind of as an aggressively slanted, but also late game power, Great Henge, stuff like that. Played this deck in the tournament. Hadn't played a ton of Standard, honestly, leading into this event. And we're going to watch the winning in for top 8 and then my top 8 matches. Spoiler, I do top 8. However, I will not disclose exactly how well I did in top 8 because that'd be a spoiler. So first round, our winning in here, we were 5-1 going to the last round. We lost to Mono Red. We're playing against Is It Tempo, the Goldspan Dragon control deck. We're gonna watch it at 1.5x speed, and I'll pause if I need to. This is gonna be some nice analysis here. Going over my games, and let's do this. Opener. Okay, not great. On the draw, Mammoth on 3, Gem Razor on 4, Primal Might's not very good in the matchup. And I decided to mulligan this hand. Even though it looks like a pretty reasonable hand, in the matchup itself, we are playing against a deck that is very tempo-y and wants to get ahead with the dragons. It's pretty easy to fall behind. They have a lot of removal spells. They have Frostbite. If I were to go Mammoth on 3 and they were to Frostbite it, I would probably get crushed. So I decided to mulligan into a slightly sketchier but more high potential hand here. Don't draw land, not too great. Bottom redundant Great Henge also. And Garrick Unleashed, probably not great in this matchup. It's a little slow. Draw Shambler. Now we have Garen Briggs. We can go Shambler, make a Love Shark Beast token. We really need to draw land here. Sorry, we can't make the token as well. But play Shambler first. If they want to kill it, that's a pretty obvious stomp turn. So if they want to kill it, they get a token. And we draw land number 3, which is great. But we're just going to play make a human here, play land, pump the thing. They're going to dispute the Love Struck Beast. Totally fine. We play land. We say go. We pump it. We can pump now, too. There's not really like a reason to pump now or later. Just saves time. And it does reveal that I don't have Snakeskin Veil in my hand because it'll pass priority automatically. But they play Prismari. Prismari obviously pretty good. We draw land, which is great. So now we're on as far as lands go. Now, number of options here. And we're going to mutate and just go big here. So we mutate onto the thing. We kill the treasure, which is actually pretty important. It's basically a Stone Rain. And have a 6-power trample haste creature. Now, however, this is important. So I think I played this match pretty well. And you can see here, so I mutate onto the Storm Shambler. We kill a treasure, which is pretty important, actually, because it turns their ability. Their deck's really good when they can play a threat and then have the mana to cast a counterspell that exact same turn. Because that's the crux of counterspells is you can't counter a spell and pay a threat at the same time. So killing the treasure helps to do that. But then I have a 6/6 because it gets 2 counters from the thing under it. I could have just jammed there, right? Attack for 6 trample. It seems awesome, right? Why not attack there? The big thing about this Dragons deck is they want to Goldspan Dragon you and get ahead. If they're allowed to attack safely with Goldspan Dragon, it's really, really bad for us. So leaving back Gem Razor, not attacking, stops them being able to do that. And our hand is chunky as hell. We've got the Great Henge, we've got Garrick, we've got Questing Beast, and we can still pump the Gem Razor to 7 power, which will make the Henge cost 2 next turn. So leave it back, the ability to pump it as well, defend against a Goldspan Dragon. They fire off Expressive Iteration, which is fine. And looking for a land here. They put a land. So it's tap land. And they can't do anything. They just got to say go with the Prismari in play. We pump. Now I got a 7/7. Now they've also tapped out a blue, which is great. So now we can just slam this Great Henge. And we can slam Questing Beast, or we can play Ooze here. I think Beast makes the most sense. We get to attack with that as well. We draw mana. We can have Gem Razor up as well. And now we're trying to turn in the corner and getting things going here. So our board is really good. We're ahead on the board and looking good for the game. We draw a Hedron. We could hold the Hedron to make a 2/2 and draw a card, but I think making the land drops better here with the Planeswalker in our hand too. I tend on it for a while, but we get to attack with the Questing Beast. At this point, we can consider attacking with Gem Razor also because right now we're really racing, but I keep the Gem Razor back again. Same idea. I want to just chill, not get cheesed out by Goldspan Dragon. They also have the Time Warp in their deck too, so they can like possibly Goldspan Dragon, then Time Warp. They can really like steal a game from us when we're pretty ahead. So there's Goldspan Dragon, can't attack, but it does attack. So they're gonna come in, sure. They're gonna come in. They have a borrower here, I believe. Sure, so they bounce this. But now at this point, I think we're in good shape. We get a token. They got to use their mana from the treasure. We get to untap. We draw Stonecoil Serpent. That's great too. A lot of reach of this deck. A lot of like sneaky reach, kind of just like out of nowhere. And now we're in the driver's seat. We've got Great Henge play. We have threats on the board. We have Shambler, Stonecoil, Gemrazor. We can just cast Gemrazor with a 5/5 reach, which is great. We can play Stonecoil as a 1/1, which can block the Prismari. Just gotta use our mana most efficiently here. We have 6 mana total. I think this turn is Gemrazor, Princess, Stonecoil on 1. Because the Stonecoil on 1 also blocks Prismari well too. So draw land. Now you can play the Ooze, which is great. So play that, draw a card. And now you can see we're unbelievably ahead on the board. We have 2 Reachers in play, which is really, really important because again, if they were to go like attack, Time Warp, attack, we could just die out of nowhere, even in this great spot. So having the Stonecoil to block the Prismari and the 5/5 to block the Goldspan Dragon is huge. Huge, which is great. Garenbrig can't cast Garruk if we're going to cast that or not. Also can't cast the Princess and Lovestruck Beast, so we're not willing to just like pop off the Garruk. You want a Garenbrig sometimes, but not always. So draw another land, and now we're just like in the completely in the driver's seat. They can't beat everything here, and we're coming in for an unbelievable amount of damage here. So play Garruk. I think we like mutate the Gemrazor also here and just like threaten everything. At 19 life, we're in unbelievable shape here. We have multiple good attackers. If they were to counter the Gemrazor on the Stonecoil Serpent, not that bad. We do Garenbrig here because now we want to play Gemrazor and Shambler and possibly pump the Ooze as well. So sure, targets Shambler, same thing. Yeah, whatever. So sure. So pretty cool game. So kind of a weird game as we chose to not attack twice there and kind of play a little more defensively, even though we want to get ahead. But like we recognize that getting ahead was almost more about the board state than actually attacking. So I think that was a pretty cool game. Sideboarding here. We're going to bring in, take out all of our Primal Mites because we don't want to be trying to interact at sorcery speed to bounce things. Bring in the Ram Throughs, exact opposite. It's an instant, which is great. Trade out our Vorinclex for Kolga, which is a card that can kill dragons really, really easily. It sizes really well against that, which is good. Vorinclex is not super great as matchup. Vivian seems really, really good if we can resolve it. We cut the Garruk since they're a little too hard to defend if we're behind. We're also on the draw this game too, so could consider Garruk on the play for game 3, but again, this is the win in for top 8. I'm thirsty in the game too. Drink water. Good idea. Drink water. This opponent tanks for a bit here. They're working on our sideboarding. It is open deck list for this tournament. And again, if you don't play the Insight Esports tournaments, please check them out. They're really, really awesome. And so, winning in game 2 on the draw. Fine hand. Fine. Now, this is kind of a weird hand because, like, we don't always necessarily want to play Hedron as a creature. Because if we think it's going to get stomped, we'll play it as a land. So, they play a thing as they go. We have enough lands here where I think it's worth it. We say we have our 4th land. And play Hedron, say go. Now we have Mammoth available, we have Henge available, we have Lovestruck Beast available, Stonecoil. Pretty good hand, honestly, pretty good hand. They foretell a card. It has to be Time Walk or Counterspell. Just fine. What's up, Zombie? We only are doing this match and then the top 8 matches. I'm not doing the entire tournament. So draw Gemrazor, which is pretty good. Attack for 1. Play Lovestruck Beast. They counter it, whatever. They don't. Also, it's great. We have Great Henge lined up for next turn, perhaps. So they stomp out. So they've killed a few things here, but kind of fine. They fire up an iteration. If we get to play Great Henge next turn, we're in amazing shape. So big iteration here. We have a difficult choice next turn if they just leave mana up. So the iteration, find the land. They have a card foretold. Has to be a Time Walk or Counterspell. And they foretell another card here. You can see my reaction is like, what? So I don't even got to think about it anymore. Now we just jam the Great Henge. I think we jam Great Henge. Let's see. I mean, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I think we should. The thing is, their deck also has no way to remove a Great Henge. Again, open deck list, so we know that they don't have any Prismari commands or things like that. So we can jam Great Henge here. We can play Stone Coil. The thing is, it makes our Love Shark Beast a little worse. I think we can actually play Stone Coil for 1 here and play Mammoth as well. Which is set up really well for next turn. We get it for 5. We'll have a huge creature in play. I think we actually, yeah, this is actually pretty interesting. So I'd actually decline the Great Henge here, which feels like it's kind of insane. And I actually go for the Gem Razor. So I'm playing a lot better in the actual game. This is why I often play these events with no microphone. It's much easier to like really think about the good plays. And when you're talking, it's kind of hard to like think at the same time. So I think my play here is really, really good. I think that, not to toot my own horn or anything, but you know, on the surface, it's like great, slam Great Henge. This is freaking awesome, right? But the reality is like we can't attack for 5. Then we can fall behind a little bit. We're certainly concerned with Dragon, make treasure, attack, make some tempo play, untap, great attack, Dragon again, time walk, Dragon again, time walk, win the game, right? So this play allows us to attack for 5, then play a 5/5 reach blocker, which can deal with the Dragon attack. So once again, we're insulating ourselves against a Dragon attack. Our board's still really good. We still have the Great Henge available too. Opponent has to do something or else they're going to fall behind. We can just cast this Mammoth because Mammoth's a really good, like, middle of the road kind of like threat they kind of have to deal with. So pretty happy with this play here. They play tap land, they say go, and now we're still in great shape. So we can attack, we can play Mammoth, we can try for the Henge if we want to. We don't have to, of course. So interesting spot. I think we just Mammoth here. We might just Mammoth here and say go. Still wanting to leave up our Gem Razor. Play Mammoth. And they kind of like need to do something here if they have a counter spell. So they might just burn the counter here. We'll see what they do. Nope, that resolves too. Play land. And once again, I think we're going to hold back here and not attack for 5. Again, every turn that goes by, we can build our board and not fall behind to a dragon. It's insane for us. So, ends up they have Brazen Borrower. So a little awkward. That bounces to Stone Coil and the Gem Razor back to hand. But we still have the Great Henge. You have Stone Coil, all this mana. It's not too bad. They play Prismari. So no Goldspan Dragon, which is very good for us, of course. Draw Questing Beast. So now you can play the Stone Coil for 1, because Stone Coil for 1 will turn on Love Struck Beast as well as checking Prismari. So they can't like Time Walk chain us or whatever. So play this for 1, play a land, attack for 10, which is incredible. We have the Great Henge available also. We can Questing Beast also. We're just gonna hold the Questing Beast though and try and get. So this is now we're gonna try and get the Great Henge down, or we can also post combat Gem Razor as well. So we'll see what they do here. They're gonna Brazen Borrower to bounce Stone Coil Serpent. Sure. So get it for 5, and now we can just like Garenbrig and jam a huge Stone Coil. We can play Great Henge. A lot of options here. We can resolve Great Henge. The one downside to Great Henge is now our Love Struck Beast probably can't attack, but we can jam a good sized Stone Coil. We draw another Stone Coil. Sure. So Mammoth's still getting in. Now the Henge is down too. We're defended against this Prismari. The 4/4 Stone Coil also defends against Goldspan Dragon, which has been the motif of the entire game. We have Mammoth attacking. We have Henge in play. Questing Beast in play. They can Time Walk, but they can't do anything. And the big fear is you fall behind, you get Time Walked, and you just get Time Walked out of the game. But by having a way to defend against the flying creatures, Time Walk isn't actually that bad for us, which is great. So there's Goldspan. They're going to fire with the Goldspan, make a treasure. And now we have another interesting spot. So now we've been defending against this Goldspan Dragon a lot, right? But now they can't Time Walk because they have treasure, land, already played a land. And all of their cards are spent. Every card you see up there in their hand, there are 3 adventures. And then this card's Foretold. It could be a Time Walk or it could be a counter spell. But they can't do it yet. And our next turn is bonkers because we're about to attack into them. They only have Prismari and 2 1s in play. The Prismari can't even block the Stone Coil. They're only at 8 life. We have Questing Beast and Gem Razor for a bunch of haste damage too. So even though I've been playing this whole game to like defensively defend against Goldspan Dragon, we actually just take this, which looks a little weird. But it's understanding the context of like, we sort of establish these ground rules for the game of like, let's not die to Dragon and make sure they can't get a ball rolling and that we can't stop with Dragon. But now the rules have changed a bit. Now the rules are like, okay, well, they're actually at 8. If they're at 16 here, I probably block. But because they're at 8, and we have Mammoth, Questing Beast, and the haste of Gem Razor on the Stone Coil Serpent, we're actually in really good shape. So draw another Gem Razor. Start by playing Questing Beast, and we're also drawing cards off Great Henge too. They also, that Foretold card could easily be a counterspell. I think that the Questing Beast is probably the less important than Mutating Gem Razors, so play Questing Beast, see what they do. Believe it resolves here. This is a spot where I probably should have Garen Brigged, and didn't, which might have been a mistake, honestly. Because obviously we have all creatures right now anyway, so that might have been a small error there. And now we go for the Mutate. And we just have a great attacking force here. We don't want to draw a land, obviously. But, yeah, I think not Garen Brigging there was a mistake. They can cast Brazen Borrower. We can't block anything, but it can turn around and attack. You know, and the fear would be if they end-step Brazen Borrower, untap, time walk, attack, kill me. So we're still trying really hard to, like, not die, stuff like that. So we're going to mutate. Real big tank here. Going to be off the mutate. And they have a saw coming. I believe they counter this. And the game's over if they don't counter it, so. We would have a 8-8 trample they can't even block. Sure, so there's your counter spell. They choose to use a treasure to leave the ability to cast Brazen Borrower up. Again, that's a smart play on their part because they recognize the best way they can win this game is just like cheese me out with time walks. So now we move to our attacks. Didn't draw a land for Mammoth, which kind of sucks, but we can fire on the attack. The Prismari can't block Stone Coil, and the birds can't block Questing Beast. So this is a lethal attack. They'll need to block at least the 2 birds, or chump block Prismari on Questing Beast, which I believe they start to do and then decline to, and they end up chump blocking the 2 birds on the Stone Coil and going to 1. And now we're a little shields down here, but we can also play the Stone Coil for 1 post combat, which again will help to block in the air and defend us against the Time Walk chain. So they do that. They go to 1. We play Stone Coil for 1, and now we are ensuring that we cannot die to some sick combination of Alrund's Epiphany kill us with all these flyers. So we have a 2/2. We can block Prismari indefinitely or block a Brazen Borrower. They're at 1. They're just dead to everything on the board. We have Scavenging Ooze. We should not die, basically, and Stone Coil basically ensures that. So they draw land. They fetch. That's the match. Pretty happy with how I played this match, honestly. I think we played pretty well. Seems like a reasonably good matchup. But I guess if the game's over, of course. So that's the winning in for top 8, which is great. So it was 113 players in this tournament, I think. $5,000 prize pool, Insight Esports. Play Serpent before combat, try and get a land. I don't know if I was committed to playing it yet. You might be right, though. I think you might be right. I think that might have been a little bit better. Because we know we're playing it. We want to be able to attack with Mammoth, too. I think you're right. So 2 small mistakes on my last turn. Not firing up Garen Brigg, and then could have maybe played the Serpent to try and draw a land for Landfall. But macro-wise, pretty happy with how I played. So now we're in the quarterfinals, and the quarterfinals you're playing as my good friend and former teammate Andrew Jessup, probably the best player in the tournament. Of course, Andrew's really, really good. Andrew's playing Jeskai Cycling. Now, Cycling feels like a pretty good matchup for us. Cycling, they can't beat a Gem Razor on a Stone Coil early, and they can fall behind reasonably. We have Scavenging Ooze. We have a lot of good tools against them, and we beat it in the Swiss pretty handily. And but Andrew is very, very good. So quarterfinals, opening hand, not so good again. Not so good. We do have a Problem Mites. We have a Mammoth. Actually, it's pretty fine, actually. I didn't see the Mammoth, too. So you have Mammoth, Problem Mite. It's important to kill their creatures early. They have their Flourishing Foxes and things like that, which is kind of scary. We're also on the draw, too, which is a little scary, too. But this hand's pretty reasonable, I think. It's tough, as we are on the draw. And the problem is, like, on the draw, it's hard to beat a Fox on the draw because you just can't kill it, really. It's hard to outsize it if they cycle every turn. But I think we end up keeping this hand. It's also a hard choice to play Mammoth on 1 or not. We'll see what we draw. So we keep. They play land go. So right off the bat, that's already a win because they didn't play a Fox on 1, which is huge. So they go land go. We go land tapped. Draw another land, sure. And now we're just jamming Stone Coil here. No real answer for them. No creature, no Improbable Alliance. So pretty weak hand from Andrew, honestly. This is a pretty weird spot. They haven't cycled. Kind of a confusing spot, honestly. And they have an Iron Crag Pyromancer. So that's ideal for us. Now we can fire out the Primal Command. We can kill a Pyromancer. Attack for 4. And we're in pretty good shape here. Now, One important thing is that we have a snakeskin veil, and kind of like try to hold the veil, like defend with that and stuff too. We get that. If there's a land and another pyromancer here and a cycler, things get a little dirty. But I think this is still a reasonable way to play things out, because if they do that, we still have questing beast, then we have primal might, and with no cycles yet, zenith flare's not in the equation yet either. So pretty safe start for us, and pretty medium start for Andrew. Land number 4 plays a rescuer. Says go. So pretty easy spot to kill the rescuer. Rescuer can't really deal with questing beasts too well, but now they get to play Haven too. I'm not sure what this turn was. The thing that's also weird too is that they can't actually kill Beast yet because they haven't cycled anything. So their Zenith Flares are pretty dead. So it's not like we need to like protect Questing Beast from Zenith Flare here. I think maybe we just jam Beast. We could might too. Andrew's hand is pretty bad. Mighting allows us to attack for a decent amount. So we end up mighting, sure. Might, get it for 5. No cycle again, which is just like so weird that Andrew's like didn't draw any cyclers this game at all. Andrew's deck does have a few more spells than most cycling decks, but so Rescuer, Iron Crag, not much going on here. Next turn we have Questing Beast and Snakeskin Veil if we need it, which you might not, you know. Another spot where an Iron Crag plus cycle would have been pretty good. We could have maybe like done it for 1 less and left open Veil, but yeah, Andrew's just like not doing anything. So you can see I'm kind of confused, like what's happening here. Andrew, I spoke to Andrew after the game. He kept a no cycler hand and just drew a lot of lands in a row. So there's Serpent getting in with Inquisiting Beast. There's Snakeskin Veil, and like with no cyclers in the bin and nothing else going on, it kind of just a weird lopsided game. Yeah, Andrew had 2 main deck Prismari commands. So again, not a cycler. There's certainly a cost to playing non-cyclers in your deck, you know. Every Iron Crag Pyromancer, every Improbable Alliance, every Prismari command, these are all not cycling cards. So you can end up in spots like this. So loot some cards, play an Alliance, but Alliance tokens obviously can't block Questing Beast. I also have a Stonecoil Serpent as well. I think we fire up the Haven here, because they can only make 1 blocker anyway. We have Snakeskin Veil for Zenith Flare, just like pretty good, you know, overall. There's enough cyclers now to kill a Haven with Zenith Flare, but we just have the Snakeskin Veil. So pretty uneventful game 1 here. Andrew keeps a pretty bad hand and doesn't. We'll say speculative hand, doesn't really pan out. So there's Andrew's list. Andrew's got Glass Casket, Disdainful Stroke, Negate, Riel on the sideboard, 2 Caskets. Now as we see here, so Gem Razor is really good against them because they can't really kill it with Casket, and a Gem Razor on a Stonecoil Serpent is actually unkillable because it'll have pro multicolor. They can't Zenith Flare it. It's got Trample. It's a 6/6. It's your 5/5. It's huge. So we cut all our slow cards. We cut the Vivian. We cut the Planeswalkers. We bring in our Ram Throughs. We got to deal with their stuff. Shadow Spear is good here also because you're usually kind of racing for life gain. No interest in Kolga. Vorinclex is actually pretty good because Vorinclex is just huge and has Trample. And then it turns off some of the stuff. Turns off like Flourishing Fox, things like that. And then it also just attacks, most importantly. So we board out all our Veils because they have very little targeted removal. They're going to bring in a few Last Caskets if we have ways to kill those anyway. So again, I'm going to draw, hoping for no Flourishing Foxes. Kind of a weird hand. It's like a 1 lander. It's actually a 3 lander though. It's got Shadow Spear, it's Shambler, and Lovestruck Beast. It's a pretty solid hand, honestly. The Vorinclex looks pretty bad, but we get to go like Shambler on 1, Pump It, Lovestruck Beast on 2 maybe, play some tap lands if we need to. We got Shadow Spear as well. And there's the turn 1 Fox. So pretty not good for us because Fox is just so good on turn 1 on the play. We just can't really kill it. So Shambler comes down. And the dreaded double Fox, which is probably just like unbeatable for us because they'll never be small enough to actually kill. So pump those up and already in a world of hurts. We draw another land, so now we're not like pressing to play Mammoth, but I think we still want to play one of the Mammoths, try and get the Vorinclex. We have Shadow Spear as well, but we're in big trouble here. No time to try and pump Shambler. We're probably taking 10 this turn. Like it's a really rough spot. Certainly not ideal. So big attack here. We know we don't block. We're not really willing to block yet. We do have Love Struck Beast and Shadow Spear, so we can get get a 6/6 lifelinker going. But it's just so much damage. Luckily, Andrew had a 2-mana cycler, not multiple 1-mana cyclers, but we're already at 10 life. We can't even block. We're in a bad spot here. So play Love Struck Beast. We just with some of the Shamblers. We can't beat a casket anyway. And we're in theory going to be racing. It does leave us dead to a casket. Or does it? It actually doesn't. No, it doesn't. Never mind. But yeah, we just attack here. When they attack, we have to block with a princess, unfortunately. We're also not blocking with Shambler anyway, because we need to have a 1-1 in play for our Love Struck Beast, so just a really tough spot. Andrew thinking things through. Enjoying his really, really good board presence. Cycle's a 1-mana spell. Anybody who slices here, we're in huge trouble. Just like, 2 1-mana 5/5s, only getting bigger. We do have Garenberg for Vorinclex now, too, which is kind of nice. But I think if there was one Fox this game, we were fine. But the double Fox opening is just too brutal. So, jump block one of them. Don't die. Keep Love Struck Beast in. Luckily, the next cycle is a Triome. If there had been like cycle there, we were in huge trouble. And now we're also dying to Zenith Flare, too, right? Snapper's like 7 cycles in the bin, and we're at 4. So we can Shadow Spear here. We can attack. The problem also is that once we chump block on the way back, and we just like don't have a way to attack anymore. So not an enviable position to say the least. Get it for 6, gain 6 life. Shambler's back to block. We're 10. Try and triple block 1 Fox. It's just like Andrew can always just not attack and just keep growing his Foxes. And the bigger they get, because of the way our removal is based on damage, and like we can't fight a super large Fox. So there's Riel. Here's your attack. We have to chump block. And now every cycle we'll draw an extra card because of Riel. Cycle that. Trigger some stuff. Draw a card. Draw another card. We go to 3, perhaps 2. And now our Love Struck can't even attack anymore. Let's go to 3, untap, and we're pretty dead here. Draw Stonecoil Serpent. Stonecoil can block Riel, which is kind of cool. So we play a 1/1 Stonecoil. Also allows us to attack too, but like I don't think there's really a recourse here. So we attack for 6, gain 6. This game is actually a little closer than it seems because the Shadow Spear is pretty good. We're also just dead to Zenith Flare at every point of the game. So play 2 more chump blockers. Once again, still can't attack with Love Struck Beast next turn. If we Garenberg in Vorinclex, like whenever we cast this turn, it's gonna be a chump blocker. So we're just playing 2 chump blockers. We're hoping to survive and then keep Love Struck Beast going in some way somehow. So playing Vorinclex just to block wouldn't be good. It doesn't really attack very well either. So more cycles, more draws, just like super dead. Shadow Spear tried. Shadow Spear certainly tried. Cycle again, never 10/10s. Not a very exciting game, Again, without 2 Foxes, I think we're actually in this game. And there's your Flare. So pretty textbook game. Going to game 3, nothing really to change here, honestly. Everything looks pretty good. Being on the play is pretty huge as well, because now the thing about our removal is it requires a creature to be in play. So if we go creature and they go Fox, we can untap and kill it. If they go Fox, we go creature and they go pump on their turn, we can't kill it. So play draw is pretty huge here. And pretty good hand here. We had Swarm Shambler, Ram Through, Gem Razor. Of course, Ram Through plays well at Trample, of course. This is an attack for 6 on turn 3 kind of hand. So Shambler. No Fox, please. No Fox. Tap land, perfect. Shadow Spear, perfect. So great hand here for us. We play a land here. Play another Shambler. Pump the other Shambler. And now we're teeing up for an attack for 6 next turn. And then Shadow Spear attack for 7 lifelink the following turn after. Just like 2 ships passing in the night here, realistically. They had a great hand last game. We have a great hand this game. Not a lot of interaction. And then once we Gem Razor the Swarm Shambler, it can't be casketed. So only thing that can kill it is the Flare, and that's not happening because there's no cards in the graveyard. So pretty good spot to be. Pretty good spot to be. Part of the allure of this deck too is this like G's Gem Razor openings can give a deck a really the ability to be pretty aggressive, which is kind of nice. So cycle go, we draw land. Just slam a Gem Razor here. Not sure what else I was thinking about, honestly. Just pretty easy Gem Razor. Maybe I was considering where to put it. If I wanted to put it on the 5/5, make it 5/5 instead of 6/6, but I'm not sure why I would do that. So, like what we're playing around if we do that. So, come on, Jam, do something. Everyone's waiting. Not exactly sure what I'm thinking about here, honestly. Like, why would I want the smaller one? So there's Gem Razor. Tank for a bit. Go for a cycle probably. Attack for 7. And then again, next turn is just Shadow Spear. And then we also have Ram Through. So like we're in really good shape here. Certainly not a great hand from Andrew. Obviously not a wheel spinning, but like there just isn't a way to deal with Gem Razor anymore. Can't casket it. Can't Zenith Flare it. It's just a freaking 6/6. So play land. Play Riel. So Riel has card draw and card advantage. So we just ram through here. This is gonna deal. This is like a Searing Blaze. It's like a Searing Blaze, and we attack for 7, which is insane. So we don't even need Shadow Spear yet. Just get it for 7. Put Andrew to 3. Could like lead back Shambler and pump it, but whatever, you know. Just get the damage in now. Play Shadow Spear. So there you go. And again, no answer to Gem Razor, so it's gonna have trample and lifelink next turn, and that's it. Very definitely the least exciting match you'll see today. I want to include the entire top 8, but probably one of the most boring matches that I've played in a long time. Obviously, Andrew's a good friend of mine and a great Magic player, and to have our matches be so uneventful, not you want a little more, but when you win, you kind of take it. You know, I won, whatever, I'll take it. So. Moving on to our top 4 match. Again, this is a $5,000 open. First prize is about $1,200. Second prize is $700. At top 8, I'm already guaranteed $200. With this win, I'm guaranteed $500. So, because fourth place is $500. So now we're in the semis, and in the semis, we're playing against a mono white aggro deck, which doesn't seem great for us. We're on the draw. This is the player who went 7-0 in the Swiss. You can see our deck list here. I'm kind of mousing over a little bit. Just a mostly creature mono white deck, which seems hard for us because they have a lot of cards we can't really deal with that quickly. They have flyers. They have Redain, God of the Worthy, which stops our snowlands. That's a honky chonky hand right there. Hand of the week time. Double Vorinclex, Great Henge, double Gem Razor. So we're gonna mulligan here. Being on the draw is tough too, also. So not a great matchup. We mulligan into a decent hand. We got 2 lands. Lovestruck, Great Henge, which is great. It's like a little, pseudo combo. And now he decided we're going to play Tablet. So we'll play Shambler on 1 with the plan to go pump Mammoth on 2. Opponent mulligan to 5. So we mulligan to 6, they mulligan to 5. They play Draft Magistrate. So now I don't want to play Lovestruck Beast as a princess because I want to be able to cast it later because Magistrate will stop us from doing that. So just hold on to that. Pump Shambler. I chose to be on the draw because there's a play draw rule in top 8. So the higher seed has to play. So because Slunk was the higher seed, they had to play. So we decide that in chat, and whoever wins the die roll just chooses to play or draw based on that. So I was not choosing a draw as I thought as a strategic choice. So draw had drawn, which is at least a third land. Double Magistrate is a not very good draw here. Second Magistrate's much worse than the first, obviously. Doesn't actually do anything. It's a 1/3. So we're not under much pressure. We have many, many more cards in our hand. We have our Engine in play, which is good. So just play Ooze, play lands, there you go. We got the 2 bears in play. They can Skyclave Apparition if they want to, but whatever, The goal is just to cast Lovestruck Beast and then cast the Great Henge, realistically. Opponent tanks for a little bit. If you're a student, welcome to the stream. My name's Davis. How's it going? You're all great. I love you all. I'm currently going over my matches from the weekend's tournament, the $5,000 Standard Open. This is my top 4 match. We did the win and in, and we're doing all my top 8 matches. So this is my top 4 matches against White Weenie. If you missed any of it, it'll be on my YouTube. What's up, bud?
His name is John.
What's up, bud? Homework done?
Yep.
Take car nap.
Okay.
And close the door, please. Thank you.
Okay.
So, they Skyclave the Shambler, not the Scavenging Ooze, which is kind of interesting. Kind of says that, like, they don't want that to grow anymore because they can't beat it. And not much is going to the graveyard with Scavenging Ooze anyway. So we draw a land, which is great. And now you just cast Love Shark Beast, which is awesome. So we get to play Love Shark Beast. We get Questing Beasted here, but I want to set up for Great Henge next turn. So play Love Shark Beast, say go. That's a brick wall, obviously. And we're looking pretty good here. They're obviously not doing a ton. They Skyclave again on Love Shark Beast, which isn't that bad. Their attacks aren't great. You know, the Skyclave can attack for sure. You know, and then I don't think I want to trade Ooze for that and get a 1/1, but not enough pressure where we can like kind of chill. Snakeskin Veil is actually kind of good because they have 4 Giant Killers and 4 Skyclaves. I've already used 2 Skyclaves, but Magistrate on my opponent's side stops Adventure, stops Showdown of the Scalds, stops a lot of stuff. So play Stone Coil on 3. We're leaving up Snakeskin Veil. Kind of transparent because, like, obviously, whilst we leave 1 mana up, and then it is open deckless, but it also it does play around Giant Killer, so it could look like that. And then it's just big enough at 3/3 anyway. So they play a Vol whatever Protector's Shield. So pretty funny. So this kind of weird because Redain is so good against us as a flyer, as it makes my lands come in tab because they're snow lands. I'm not sure exactly why my opponent played the shield there, but they play the shield. Questing Beast will turn off the prevention effect of a shield, and like it's just not particularly great right now because all of our stuff's really big anyway. So still not there yet on Great Henge. I don't want to cast Questing Beast without having a Snakeskin Veil up because I'm very concerned about Giant Killer. But we have the ability to Primalite this turn and kill a Skyclave, make a 3/3. So again, playing around Giant Killer here. Only 1 card in our opponent's hand, but they're playing 4 Giant Killers, and a Snakeskin Veil on a Giant Killer is freaking huge.
I'm seeing double here. 4 gems?
4 gems? What? What are you talking about? Huh?
Inconceivable.
So Primalite here, Stone Coil to Skyclave. That also allows the Ooze to grow as well. We got to pay 1 extra mana because of the shield, which is fine. I mean, X to be X can be 0, I think. Yeah, X is 0, and then we pay the 1 extra mana. And now we still have we have Snakeskin Veil up. We still have Scavenging Ooze available, which is great. Make a 3/3, which is great. No attacks, just fine. Just say go. Again, all of their toughnesses are basically +1 because of the Protector Shield. For the moment, once Questing Beast is involved, that will not be true anymore because Questing Beast will not allow damage prevention. So, feeling pretty safe here. We got our Snakeskin Veil up. We're still building towards the Great Henge. Our board is better than theirs. We're ahead on cards. We have an engine lined up. So, kind of a weird, slow-paced game, which favors us for sure. They fire up a Haven and go in for an attack. Now, we obviously can't block with only a 3/3 because it has the shield effect. But we can just double block here with the Stone Coil and the 3/3. And realistically, like, we're totally fine trading one of these for the Haven. So, lose a Stone Coil. Whatever. Not a problem. Still have a 3/3. And they play another land. So they're a little flooded. We get to eat our stuff as well. And they have a 4/4. Now they are able to possibly chop down. But that's good because we have Snakeskin Veil anyway. So we draw Mammoth. And we just play Mammoth as a land. We also just cast the Mammoth. The important thing is that we have Snakeskin Veil up. And we don't want to play the Questing Beast without that. So Ooze can come in. 3/3 on defense. Totally fine. And I think it's either play Mammoth as a land or play Mammoth as a creature. Playing as a creature is also just fine too, because it makes a land a really good draw too. And then we just play land as a creature. So Bona goes for the triple block. And now it's time to blow our Snakeskin Veil. So we get to trade Veil here for Skyclave, which is totally worth it. So we go for that. Now if they have Giant Killer, whatever. It's fine. Can only kill 1 creature, but that's totally fine. We traded Veil for Skyclave. We got a thingy. And now we're just going to cast the creature and just say go. So they can chop down my Scavenging Ooze, whatever. We draw a land, it's great. We draw a spell, it's great. Totally fine. There's chop down, just fine. Giant Killer, fine. And we draw a land, perfect. So now we're off to the races. Now we get to Great Henge. We can't quite Questing Beast yet, but once the Great Henge is in play, they just can't remove it. And they also can't beat us on the board right now either. So, didn't really need to... We could attack first, I guess, but like it doesn't really matter that much. So So they go, and now we're off to the races. You know, the board is either even or in our favor, and we also have the Great Henge available too. So definitely a slower start for our opponent. I don't think playing this. I think that playing this shield was their big mistake this game. If that had been Redain, had been poking in every turn. So they play Lurrus and Luminarch Aspirant. Not a bad turn. Our Ooze is gone, so Lurrus could have potential for the future. We get to gain 2 life, untap, and start the ball rolling. Garenbrig is here. We pop off on Garenbrig, play Questing Beast. The Beast will trade with the Lurrus, but whatever. Draw Vorinclex. Ooh, boy. 1 short on Vorinclex. I thought we were there to cast it, which would have been insane. But sending Questing Beast, sending the Mammoth, I believe. And again, the damage prevention effect of the shield is no longer available. So we definitely want to kill Lurrus. So they just chump block, which is fine. So they just want to play a chump blocker. They can recast it with Lurrus, which is fine. We get it for 5, but now we're way ahead at this point. Again, the Great Henge is in play. Our engines are going. Luminarch Aspirant is not beating the Great Henge in a 1-for-1 fight. So they think for a bit. We got Vorinclex waiting in the wings, which is awesome. And of course, Vorinclex combos with the Great Henge. When you have both your big green mythics in play, all of your things get 2 counters. So they go for a tap here. Very, very aggressive attack. Now, this is where my opponent makes a mistake. So they don't realize the Questing Beast is going to stop the prevention of the shield. So they go for an aggressive attack, try and gain some life, thinking that their Lurrus cannot die, but of course it can. But it wouldn't have mattered anyway. So, yeah, a lot of words on Questing Beast, you know. There's Vorinclex, add 2 counters, play a land, Love Struck. The game's just over at this point, obviously. So, well, it wouldn't have mattered either way, you know. Never play this, just play your cards, Jim. Kill your poor opponent. Stop playing with the food, all right? There's your attack. Faceless Haven, whatever. Double block, whatever. Kill the Haven. Could have killed Magistrate and, then Love Struck Beasted. Maybe that's better. It doesn't really matter. Whatever. Just, with Vorinclex and Questing Beast and the Great Henge in play, we're just in a happy place. So there's game 1. So somewhat fortunate they mulligan. Their hand wasn't great, but look at our sideboard. They've got 3 glass caskets, 2 more Redains for 4 total copies, which is so good against us. And then not much else, honestly. Not much else. So sideboarding. Snakeskin Veil is good when it's good, but not great. Because it can stop Chop Down or Skyclave, but they don't have that many removal effects. I think 2 is good. Bringing Ram through, bringing Kolga, cut the Planeswalkers aren't very good. And now we're deciding if we want to keep in. Usually when the Kolgas come in, the Vorinclexes come out. Kolga's very good in the creature matchups. Vorinclex is better for post Wrath, things like that. Vorinclex is kind of cool against against Luminarch Aspirant, but it's not necessary. It's just slow and unnecessary. So cut the Vorinclexes. Kolga's great. Questing Beast is great. Gem Razor can hit the All Seeds or the Caskets, which is also a fine card. Primal Might's great. I'm deciding on this last card. I might have kept 1 Vorinclex in, but I don't think it's great. Will I be doing Bronze and Mythic and Strixhaven? I'm in the middle of a run right now. I'm somewhere in Platinum. That's episode 10, I think, episode 11. I'll be doing that later this week. So, on the draw, game number 2. Hand is fine. We got Love Struck Beast hand, which is great. Gem Razor Questing Beast is fine. It's a little slow. Now, this is important. So, wait, why did I do that? Must have been a later match. So, risky there. Very risky for me to play the... for me to play a Heart's Desire. So they have a... I think they only had 2 Magistrates over there. Maybe 3. I don't remember exactly. But if they had Magistrate there, Love Struck's gone. And there's a later point where I actually just don't play Heart's Desire. But sure, works out. So, we draw Scavenging Ooze, which is great. We go for the attack because I have Snakeskin Veil. It would have been a good bluff if I didn't have it, but play Scavenging Ooze, so I go. We have a Lamb, which is great, so they lead Spellbinder, which is pretty good. hitting the Great Henge here make it pretty hard to cast. It's also a flyer, which is good too. They can pump it up, so not a great spot for us. The semis currently, yes. They choose Gem Razor, which is interesting, to say the least. It does have reach, so it can block Spellbinder. They also pump their Aspirant to attack, which is fine. So now we get to play our Lovestruck Beast. Firing for an attack, so we're happy with trades here, like super happy. And then put Lovestruck Beast as they go. Now the ground is gummed up, and they can pump Spellbinder and attack, but it's like not that bad. We have Henge up next turn. We can even Henge into Snakeskin Veil, which is kind of cool. So they play Hollow Blade, which is very good for us because now we know Lovestruck Beast is going to be going to the turn. Unless they have Casket, I guess, but and Casket is possible because they took to the Gem Razor, but they choose to pump the Hollow Blade and not the Spellbinder because they know we have a Questing Beast in hand, which is reasonable, I guess. But now we just have the Great Henge up, so life is good. We're just really happy. So Great Henge, they go, and now we have Snakeskin Veil also up. 2 life a turn will help negate the flyer attack. I think the design mistake on Great Henge is it should not gain life. So their board is okay, but now our board looks great. I mean, we've got good defense, Henge in play, they can't remove it, and at 14 life, we're not under pressure to just die in 2 turns. So they're really in the tank here. Really in the tank. It's hard to figure like what they're thinking about exactly, honestly. So they fire up the Haven, and they can like pump Haven attack, but we can just like block. You know, now that the Henge is actually in play, Lovestruck isn't nearly as important. So we also know we have Snakeskin Veil too. So this is a spot where we're kind of happy just like making 2 mana, blocking with Lovestruck Beast, pumping with Snakeskin Veil. They can save with All Seed, but whatever. And then we get to eat the All Seed too. So it's a pretty good spot, honestly. Green is the everything color. Green is the everything color. So, block a Lovestruck Beast. They know we have Snakeskin Veil too. So, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with this play. So, just thinking it through. Obviously, playing for a lot of money. So, one of the things people don't realize is, you know, we're playing for, you know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars here. So, people are like, why don't you just do it? Well, we're playing for hundreds of dollars. So, you take a second, take your time, you know. First prize, $1,200. Make 2 red, gain 2 life, pump the Lovestruck Beast. They sack All Seed. We eat the All Seed. That's a great exchange for us, right? So they spent most of their turn to just like sack an All Seed and like not really do that much. So great turn for us. Great turn for us. Now we got a 6/6 Lovestruck Beast in play. We got Questing Beast, and we can even cast Gem Razor if we want to. We're in great shape. No real fear of dying to this Spellbinder anymore. Alright, so draw land, and we can start on like Questing Beast. We can play Questing Beast and Mammoth this turn, and just start attacking, honestly. Like, Hollow Blade can't block the Beast anymore, so it'll be a 5/5. Fire up the old Garum Brig. Fire up the old Questing Beast. Draw land, sure. Play Mammoth. Draw Gem Razor, cool. Play land, sure. And get in with our Lovestruck and our Questing Beast here, I think. Yep. Pretty good chunk of damage. If they want, they can trade Luminarch Aspirant for Questing Beast. That's like totally fine with us, obviously. Or I guess the Lovestruck Beast, either way. But and they're just behind, you know, just behind. So at a cost to a card in a hand, they can block with the Hollow Blade. We get to kill the Aspirant anyway, which is great. And again, once creatures are going to the graveyard, the Scavenging Ooze is great. Just we're almost in garbage time here. Project, new sub. What's your name? Where are you from? Thanks so much. This went with the Great Henge, 16 life, Gem Razor. Pretty hard to lose this game. We're winning on basically every front, which what Green's very good at, honestly. So Get every 3 in the air, sure. Play Selva Savior, sure. They have Haven, whatever. So now we're in, fully in the driver's seat. Another Gem Raiser. Start playing 5/5s, What's up, Basic? New sub. What's your name? Where are you from? Thanks so much. All new subs. Join Discord, please. Check it out. What's up, Panda? So, Hardcast Gem Raiser, Hardcast Gem Raiser. Now you have 2 5/5 trample reaches. The game's just like, Great Hand is really good at making garbage time, a thing in Magic the Gathering. It's pretty hard to lose when you have Great Hand to play for a few turns. Yep. So they make some desperation blocks, but there's just no comeback mechanism for their deck, honestly. What's up, Ridiculous? Let this garbage time finish. Give me 1 second, folks. All right, we have a guess now. So we win the game. Cool. That's the semifinals. Now we're on to the finals. I would say this is not a good matchup, honestly. So now hold on. So not a great matchup, I don't think. Realistically, they have a lot of flyers. Redain's very good against us. They have a lot of evasion. They have a lot of things to do against us. If we can resolve a Great Hen, sure. But yeah, thank you, Karn. And now we're playing against the same deck again in the finals. And this opponent has 4 main deck Redains, Legion Angel, and will also be on the play once again, too, which kind of stinks for us. So, everyone say hi to Karn, yes. I'm taking care of the entire household because Nicole's on the mend from her 2 surgeries. So, trying to get everything done here. And so, on to the finals. Playing for $1,200. Second place gets $700. And let's win some money. There's my opponent's deck. Once again, we were on the draw because our opponent was the higher seed. We didn't choose to draw for strategic reasons. Yeah, Nicole had ankle surgery and then had her appendix out 2 weeks ago. So Nicole's been on the mend. I've been running the whole entire house while also trying to stream and stuff. And so we look at our opening hand here. We are on the draw, and it's not good. Again, in the dark, you might keep this hand just purely in the dark. But knowing they're playing White Weenie, the hand's way too slow. Mulligan to a hand is fine. Stone Coil, 4 Hedron, Vorinclex. Probably a spot we're casting gonna cast Hedron. So we draw Love Struck Beast, really, really good draw. Because now we have a kind of a curve, we have a defensive creature. Yeah, Karn, easy, bud. So I think for a while here about possibly playing Hedron as a land, but I'm sorry. So this is me being good at Magic. So in the last match, we just kind of willy-nilly played Love Struck. As a princess, but this opponent had 4 main deck Magistrates. So I decided to not play Heart's Desire because if they play a Magistrate, we're screwed. We kind of need this Love Struck Beast to be a defensive wall, and the 1/1's not going to matter much anyway because we're more defensive and offensive. So options here were basically playing Hedron as a land or doing nothing. So I decided to hold on to that. I get rewarded because they had the Magistrate. I play Hedron, so they go, and now we can just cast Love Struck Beast. They Spellbind us, sure. Pretty good curve here. Spellbinder, of course, is a wombo combo with Magistrate because Spellbinder puts the card in exile and then you can't cast it. So, but as long as the Magistrate's still in play, Spellbinder is just a Thoughtseize, which is really, really good, obviously. So they get Thoughtseize a Questing Beast here. J-Bro, thanks for the raid. That's cool. I didn't even see it when I was playing. And as we draw land, we can Love Struck Beast. Now they have a flyer in play too. We do have Garenbrig and Vorinclex, which is really good. So we actually just play Vorinclex next turn. If our floor Hedron can live. But we also have Stone Coil as well. Stone Coil is certainly a little weak to Skyclad Apparition. But opponent has Giant Killer for Vorinclex also. So what's up, Rum? How's it going, my friend? If you're tuning in, welcome to the stream. Once again, I'm going over my matches from the 5K last weekend. We're currently watching the finals. If you missed any of this, it'll be up on YouTube. All right. She is not downright. The appendix surgery threw things off for a bit. So I draw a land here, and now I can Vorinclex, but it would be into a Giant Killer. But we just don't have many options here. We can't. I would probably cast Questing Beast if I could, but I can't. I think that Stonecoil Serpent has more value than Vorinclex anyway. I think we'd end up just jamming the Vorinclex here. Maybe not. Okay, sure. So Fire and Love Shark Beast try to fish out this this chop down. Of course, they know our hand anyway, so they do chop down there. But so now we just like play Garabrig, and we play Stonecoil, which is super weak to both Skyclave and chop down. Maybe we should have played the Vorinclex there, because they have a Skyclave here, which get blown out. Play Giant Killer. And Legion Angel. So this was the big difference between this deck and our last opponent's deck. Was this opponent had one Legion Angel, and Legion Angel is really freaking good against us. They have one main, 3 board, so it's a never-ending stream of 4/3s, and not playing the land is crucial for that bait. Oh, for them killing the Love Shark Beast. Yeah, maybe. So Legion Angel is just a never-ending stream of flyers, which is terrible for us. We draw Garrick, which is like not very good in this matchup. It's basically just a 3/3, which kind of sucks. Do you mind? I'm trying to freaking go on television. So play land. We can Garrick and make a 3/3, which kind of sucks. We can play Vorinclex. We can also just like swing here. I believe the play here is we just play Vorinclex and just attack, because we can't really defend super well anyway. Giant Killer can tap blockers, so we just freaking jam here. Consideration for holding the Klex back and playing Garrick plus ulting next turn. I did not consider that, actually. No, I did not. That is a probably a good play that might have lost me the game. So I did not consider using the ultimate on Garrick. Garrick, I think, search for a creature every turn. That's good. That's why we do his post match analysis. So I go for the aggressive line, go for the attack. In the face of a million Legion Angels, that was probably bad. I just forgot how Garrick worked with Vorinclex, so that's probably me being dumb. Garrick's ultimate, I believe, is to search for a creature every end step. And if they hadn't had a way to kill the Vorinclex, that would have worked. So I might have punted this game. Just fish out. I mean, like, they probably can't beat the emblem. Does Garrick say cast them or put them into play? I'll probably put them into play, right? They attack for 2. Play a Hollow Blade. Play a Savior. Now they have Tapper up 2. We draw a land. So now we're just dead now. We're just dead. Put them and play untap in your end step. Collects before Snake. Yeah, I think I played the Snake because I wanted to try and get out of there. I'm not even sure, honestly. Collects before Snake is like 2 extra counters, but it still dies to all the same stuff. So Garrick Unleash, -7, Emblem, in your end step, search your library for a creature. Yeah, so I punted. I screwed up. I did not consider the interaction between the Planeswalker and Vorinclex, and probably cost me the game. So I probably would have won this game. I lose this game. If I had done that, I screwed up. Okay. So yeah, just forgot. So they got a pretty good board here. They got tappers. The Legion Angel was the card that like won them this game because they just had a never-ending supply of angels. We just toss away the Garrick here. I'm pretty happy to trade the Hedron for an All Seed or a Savior here. I think I valued the Savior higher than All Seed. Yeah, that sucks. That's Magic, I guess. Magic's hard. So another Angel, and they get another Angel. We draw another land, and now we're just pretty dead. Giant Killer checks this spoiler. We just go for an attack here again. The problem is like trading Legion Angel and just playing a new Angel every turn is like pretty freaking good. So we get it for 6. They go. Does the Magistrate holding that on Questing Beast kind of sucks for sure. Still more Angels. Still have a Tapper going. Definitely just not ideal. That sucks. That Vorinclex Garrick thing. I just didn't realize it. All right, so they just play Angel here. They have tap up, and we're just in big trouble. So another Angel. Draw Love Struck Beast. It's a 5/5. We can't play Harsh Desire. They tap that. Play a 5/5. Say go. We're just like in super big trouble here. We just can't beat the never-ending tide of Legion Angels. I think Karn thinks I'm talking to him. He can't see or smell y'all, so he doesn't know you're here. He's like, you're talking to me, paying attention to me. All right, so we lose game 1. So I'm pretty sad now because I didn't realize that mistake. So I punted game 1 for sure. I could have won that game. That's just inexperience with the deck, I guess. I haven't played the deck a ton, so Planeswalkers are out, and same sideboarding. Ram 3 is going to come in. Kolga comes in. Some consideration for Vivian, I think, because the Flyers do block, or the Reachers do block pretty well. Don't think Vorinclex is particularly great. Those should probably come out. Similar sideboarding, honestly. Similar sideboarding. Are you implying that I smell, Karn? Are you implying that I smell? Did my opponent play 2 different Legion Angels the last game? What do you mean? So Vorinclex are out. Kolga's in. It's mostly it. Just cut the swap Kolga, Vorinclex, take out both Planeswalkers or both Ramthurs. I don't understand your question, Meg. Like different sets? I don't understand. So, going to game 2 here. We're on the play, which obviously helps. Not hoisted. No, they were all from a sideboard. They play 1 copy main and 3 on the board. Alright, so on the play. And not a great hand, but not really a mulliganable hand either. If Stonecoil, you have Prime Might. An argument if you want to play Stonecoil as a 1/1, and so you can use Prime Might on turn 2. But you can't mulligan this hand, ever. So play land. Not going to play Stonecoil as a 1/1. I think I'm going to play as a 2/2. So draw a second Kolga, probably the worst draw in the entire deck. It's the only other 6-mana spell in the deck. Now we're desperate to draw Garenbrig too. They play All Seed. We play Stonecoil. Stonecoil is fairly vulnerable to Glass Casket as well as Skyclave Apparition. They play Aspirant. They pump All Seed. We can't afford to block here, obviously, because we need a creature for Prime Might to actually do something. We have nothing else going on, so draw Hedron. Which honestly isn't bad. So we're able to Prime Might, kill Luminarch Aspirant, and play Hedron as a creature. Can you not lick your junk on national television? What is wrong with you? God, disgusting creature. So, I decided to play a land. Why did I do that? Karn, you distracted me. So, why would I do this? Why wouldn't I just play the Tangled Veil? Like, you want to make our land drops for Kolga, but like we also need to like ask Kolga faster too. Man, I suck. Played bad in this finals. I should just play the for zero, played the thing for 0. Can you? Is there a problem? So draw another land. They have Spellbinder, and we're just like screwed now. Because Kolga can't even win a fight anyway. So obviously didn't draw very well this game, but I think I could have played the. I would have had Kolga this turn in theory, unless I chose to kill that over the Skyclave. Kolga would have killed a Savior basically. Might have not still won, but don't lick the microphone, please. Thank you. Yeah, Magic's hard, folks. Long day, you know. One of the things about Magic is, and playing a big tournament, is people don't realize they watch the finals of a tournament. They're like, man, these people suck. They've been playing for like 9 hours of intense Magic. It's as much of an endurance test as it is a test of your skills, you know. So we have to block there. I thought they would have a giant killer. They had a casket either way. So they play Magistrate to lock out the other Kolga, and we're just dead. We're just dead. So Generators are obviously an awkward draw too, because we can't get our stuff back. And that's all she wrote. So there you go. They had it all. I probably played bad both these games. I don't know if I would have won this game. Their hand was probably too good. But I could have won that game 1 for sure, which feels kind of bad looking back at it now. And that's it. That's the recap. So second place, good for $750. It's still a good payday. Can't be too sad about that. Again, if you haven't seen these events, I highly recommend looking at them. What's up, Strider? And where are they? There we go. If you haven't seen his events, you got to play his events. The Insight Esports events are freaking awesome. And you can see the final standings are here. So there's your prize pool. We got 750, which is super great. And I qualified for the invitation. I was actually already qualified for this, but that's going to be this coming weekend. And second place. And yeah, these events are awesome. They're really, really good. $20 entry fee. You got to play these Insight Esports sport events. They're basically just SCG 5Ks, but online and half the price. And it's just phenomenal. Like, they're having the invitational next weekend. They'll have more opens after that. Cash prizes, great prize pools, phenomenal prize pools. 111 players for $5,000 prize pools, insane. It's cheaper if you enter early. Super awesome. So that's the tournament. Second place is, as a competitor, you always want to come in first, but second place ain't so bad, So hope you enjoyed this analysis. YouTube folks, I love you. Like, comment, subscribe. Your comment of the day is second ain't so bad. All right. I love y'all. Final thoughts of the deck. The deck seems quite good. I don't think it's like the best deck in the format or anything like that. But it does seem quite good. It does a really good job of being able to play on both sides of the game. It can be really fast early, or if I watch more of it, you can watch my cool stuff article too. But it does a good job of playing fast early while also going big late. Gem Raiders is really, really good. It can kind of handle everything. You can kill stuff. You can play Planeswalkers. Snakeskin Veil is super cool. It's obviously a little worse if players know that you're playing Snakeskin Veil, so they play around it and so on and so forth like that. I had a number of players on ladder like playing Sultai who would just go like second land go, and I would untap, attack on my creature, and they would eliminate it, and I would be like Snakeskin Veil and blow them out. If they were playing around it, that wouldn't have happened. But yeah, deck sweet. So YouTube folks, I love you. Like, comment, subscribe. Go check out the article.